match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Broken, thankless, push you down, open.
What's going on, people? How are you?
Boy, I don't have a good cold open. While we wait for the esteemed two other gentlemen, I don't. What would they be?
I'm definitely death.
I feel like I don't want to go down that. Then I guess I'm famine, pestilence, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Regardless of that fact,
I think Trevor would be. I think you're conquest.
You think Trevor's famine? He's just taking everything else out. Nobody else is eating.
Yeah, that would make Russ war because he has a war against Maki Ito that I just don't understand.
Bring the ponies. Thank you, Peapod. We got Peapod, Don Hollins in here. Hey, while we have a couple of people in here, I got the opportunity. I'm just going to rip this Band-Aid off. So I got the opportunity to get a sneak peek preview of the new season of Saucy with Josh Morris.
Mm-hmm.
While I can't quite share the video yet, I will say if you enjoy Whitest Kids You Know or any kind of like early 2000s, maybe even like more of an adult version of all that, when this show drops, you're going to find it hilarious. I'm not going to say who all is in it, but Travesty is a big part of this episode. And if you guys know Travesty, well, that's enough said. Travesty is endlessly entertaining.
One of my favorites, honestly. I we got one of his matches on the channel. You can see him and Xander Bennett take on the former Best Friends Forever tag team bracelet holders at FU in Jeremiah Goldmain and Thomas Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Found one guy in the bathroom and found one guy in the basement. I didn't even know that bar had a basement.
No, dude, I didn't fucking know that. And I've been drinking there since I was for 13 years. Well, not anymore because, you quit drinking after a while. But anyways, we actually have some stuff to talk about. We're going to talk over a few things real quick while we wait for the other chuckle fuckers to get here because we actually have something planned for our friends that are going to show up later.
I'm excited.
First, actually, before that, Chris got to meet him at Flophouse finally. Lovely dude. Wish we had more time to talk. I might have something in regards to the Alex Weir situation later. I might have some exclusive footage from this past Saturday's FU wrestling event that transpired after the main event. Also throughout the week, you'll be all throughout this week and next week. If you go over to our channel, you'll be able to see clips from that massive main event from FU. And we're going to get started soon because this July, we don't have a graphic for it yet, but FU Wrestling's taking over on a forklift. Oops. All FU the month of July, featuring interviews from your favorite wrestlers for FU that'll be wrestling on the Oops All Bangers 3 card. You'll see videos, uploads, getting ready to promote the thing. And there's just going to be an all-around celebration of it, especially because Flophouse Wrestling will be running the next day, where you can see lovely people like Chris Daher.
Peapod,
excuse me.
It's going to take you a minute.
It's going to take you a minute. It's weird, having to live up to kayfabe now.
It's not. That's just his name. That's his radio handle, too.
I know these people behind the scenes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love these people. But looking forward to the very, very near future, next Friday.
Yeah, let's run this down.
Is going to be Divine Wrestling Presents Every Rose Has Its Thorns. Follow up to, in my opinion, one of the best professional wrestling events of the year in the state of Michigan. If you haven't seen it, you can go over to our match category on YouTube and watch every single match from that show in its entirety. Entrances and all, I didn't cut shit. We have big plans because at that show, let's run down the match card.
Yeah, why don't we run down the match card?
Rory Shield versus Ricky Morris is going to be a fantastic clash of styles of two women who like to run their mouths and back it the fuck up.
Two women with a personal history as well.
Yes. Who did Rory Shield just go up against at New Edge? Fuck. Rory Shield just had a match at New Edge. It was against Marco Modelo. And for a second here, I would like to pop up what that woman performed at that show. Give me 1 second. I got to scroll.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yes, that phenomenal.
Yeah. I remember.
Give me a second. I got to scroll a bunch, everyone. It's been a busy week for us. Okay.
Clinton is a busy week, if we're being honest here.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at Homegirl right here. About to take a tombstone. Fucking hell. Rory fucking Shields, man. Anyways, she and Ricky Morris are going to put on a fantastic match.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's like I said, go check out the promos right now. They're floating around on the Divine Women's Pro Wrestling site. You can check
next Thursday, we're going to focus heavily on the Divine show. We're running through the card because the card is announced for 5 matches so far. There might be more announced. I'm not too sure. A clash of a rookie and a veteran. We have Leela Hall, who had the best match at the last show, taking on Randy West, a well-known deathmatch wrestler at that, who just, if you go check out our channel, we just uploaded Randy West and Mickey Knuckles versus the Pillars in a horrorcore match.
And I will say this, Leela is going to learn. This is very young. So much like somebody else on this card, the Divine Women's Pro Wrestling Champion, Stella Buho, learned very early on in her career. Randy West is not somebody to be messed with. And so, watch yourself going into this, but endlessly valuable for all of these young women that get the opportunity and whoever gets to wrestle Randy West too. Let's not limit this to just gender. Anybody that gets to wrestle Randy West it's a good thing for him.
I know you weren't at the last Divine show, but I can personally say Randy West was a last minute addition. We kind of got her last minute for it. And the women backstage were so excited to be working with a veteran such as Randy and Mickey, who Mickey is also on this card. We'll get to her match in a minute. But Randy just being there is going to make these women perform even harder than they normally do, which just means endless amounts of entertainment for everyone else. And Leela Hall, my God, I can't say enough good things about this girl. Every time she shows up in the ring, she's just getting better and better. She sits backstage and listens to every person that has anything to say. She is an open book with a pen that people are just writing in, and she is soaking up all of that. And Leela is going to be a big name in Michigan, and Randy is going to humble the shit out of her. I love Leela, but Randy's gonna do some business there. But it'll be a great learning experience for Leela. I don't want to overlook Leela, but it's Randy West. I just watched her. Don't want to spoil the match I just uploaded. Go watch it.
Just go watch it.
Next up on the card, we have a debuting Cassie Clay going up against one of the most well-known women in the state of Michigan, Heather Blue, who I know we don't really want to talk about it, but MPW Maximilian is your new Metropolitan champion, but in reality, it's Heather Blue, because Heather Blue helped Maximilian become a world champion in MPW. Not that Max couldn't do it on his own, but him having Heather is what's the word I'm looking for here?
Harlot.
No, because that's such an
mastermind,
menace, stuff like
menace.
That.
That's a good one.
Yes, menace. Cassie Clay comes very well recommended by our good friend Gigi Jacobs. They've teamed together a bunch. It was a no-brainer to get Cassie involved in this show. I've seen a few videos from her. She's got a lot of talent in between the ropes, and some of the moves I've seen her pull off are perfection. So a matchup between her and Heather is going to burn that fucking place down.
Agreed.
Just going to nod. Fine. This match was announced yesterday. We have Mickey Knuckles making her return to take on Juniper. And I'm not going to lie. I am very ignorant to Juniper. I've never seen Juniper before.
Stick around Flophouse long enough, you'll get to know her.
Yeah. Juniper wasn't at the last Flophouse show. I wasn't there for long. I was there until Schwartzy's match because goddamn it was hot out and we had to go set up FU. But Mickey Knuckles. She tried to kill Tommy Vendetta. If you haven't seen that video, I might have it. Go ahead and talk for a minute, Ethan.
Oh, by the way, I hate jumping in the middle of Clint's speeches while he's going on things. It's Casey Clay.
Casey Clay, my apologies.
No problem here. Yes, and Don is correct. Yes, a lot here for the pandemic and for Flophouse. So you see her around shows, endlessly entertaining. Once again, endlessly entertaining. If somebody's booked on a Flophouse show, they're entertaining. Like that. That's to me. That is a good indication of what kind of show you're going to get. We talk about it. Schwartzy, he's a hell of an eye for talent, especially somebody a captivating talent. And you know, it's Mickey Knuckles. You talk about entertainment. You talk about entertainment value. It doesn't matter what match. And I've heard once in a while Mickey's shtick gets tired. But you know what? She still brings people in. She still has people talking about her. She still has people watching the matches. She's still out there whooping ass. Plain and simple.
I didn't know Mickey Knuckles up until this year. I won't lie, because you and I got into deathmatch wrestling really last year, and that's I didn't really know of her until she showed up at Horse Slam, yes, where she teamed up with Breyer, I think, to take on the Goons. No. She took on Pretty.
Doesn't matter. I think it's somewhere.
I've seen her wrestle 5 times, and I've seen her wrestle 5 different styles of matches, and she's funny, which I enjoy. Yeah, Mickey Knuckles has been on TNA. I've learned that because you know what happens when I see a wrestler that I haven't seen for the first time? I go back and I watch a bunch of their shit.
He falls down rabbit holes.
Yes,
literally and figuratively.
To explain why I think Mickey's going to win this match, I have no idea who Juniper is. But Mickey did this.
Holy shit! She said he killed me.
When you scare Tommy Oliver Vendetta, you're a dangerous individual. Yes, Sean was walking in the background.
I think that was almost assault.
So someone brought it up in our YouTube comments. Let me see if I can pull that one up real quick. I've been down. Yeah, that's what happened when I discovered Walter for the first time. I watched nothing but Walter matches.
Calls me at 11 o'clock at night and he's like, "Hey, you got to see this big German bastard." And then he's like, "Correction, he's Austrian." I'm like, okay.
Let me see here. We had a comment. Where is it? Light tubes through the chair. Tommy avoids death. This poses a question. If something goes wrong and a dude catches the axe straight to the face and dies, can the person that used the axe be charged for murder? Seems extremely risky for something that has zero payoff other than hitting a board with an axe. And the response I had was, it's death match wrestling. If you die, you die.
It's very, very Dolph Lundgren of you.
Hey, Trevor.
Hi,
What's
Trevor.
up?
We're running down the Divine show.
What's going on, Preston? We just hung out with your boys over at the Dad World Order this past Friday.
Yep.
And we talked about you. It was pretty fun. We talked about how we both had you on the show, and
your figure releases,
mm-hmm.
the pre-orders and stuff like that, the traction that they're getting. So that was pretty cool.
Yes. I still think Walter versus Zack Sabre Jr. is my favorite Walter match that I've seen that hasn't taken place in WWE, because his matches with Ilya are far and away the best matches I've ever watched in my life. But the final match is, of course, for the Divine Pro Wrestling Championship. We have Ari Alexander versus Stella Buho. Stella Buho, of course, won the Rumble to become your new champion because the title remained vacant for 3 years. So her first challenger is going to be one of the best women in the Midwest, and that would be Ari Alexander.
Man, Vacant had a hell of a title run.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a title run.
Send us the date. We're looking that's
the KOA show, I think.
Is it in June? Because I'm off June.
I don't know.
Okay.
But we should, I was gonna say Preston talked to us. I'll have to go back and watch. He ran down the list of his shows.
Yes.
So that one is sorry.
Yeah. No, Ari Alexander is great. If you haven't seen her, what are you doing? She wrestles on OVW. She is all over the place. She is probably one of the wrestlers I see promoting herself the most across all of social media. I don't think a wrestler loves herself as much as Ari Alexander loves herself.
Hey, listen, sometimes you just gotta boost them, Oh, no. Listen, hold on. Flip the script here. Speaking of a comment here, talking about wrestlers that love themselves as much as Ari Alexander.
Yeah, okay.
Don, you're right. He did never lose it. He did have to vacate it. However, Jeremiah Goldman loves himself more than anybody else.
I don't think Jeremiah will ever challenge for the Divine Women's Championship again. But speaking of Jeremiah.
Yeah, speaking of Jeremiah.
We're 15 minutes in. It's time for the big announcement, Ethan. People have been wondering for 24 hours, what's the big announcement?
Oh, yeah, that's why Don's here. He's like, when the
Don doesn't give a shit about the show. He wants to know what the announcement is. Trevor, sorry. We'll get right to you as soon as we finish running down.
You're good.
I have to run down Trevor's. Oh, my God. Hold on. Just do the announcement first, and I have a joke.
Be glad I don't have my soundboard hooked up to go.
For the first time since September, Ethan and Jeremiah will be teaming up to host Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Yes, on a Forklift is in partner. Or on a Forklift is in full partnership with Divine Women's Wrestling. Ethan will be hosting the show along with Jeremiah. Trevor, right down there, will be running sound, and I will be doing full production value for the show because the women deserve it. And then also we will have a rotating guest of commentary for the show with a leading man that will be remain secret. The leading man of the announce table will remain secret until the day of the show.
I don't think it was intentional. The last 20 minutes of that show got a little bonkers.
What was last week's show?
Last week was the Adam Wick show.
Oh yeah, that was a little bit. That was a little.
Yeah, the last 20 minutes of that got a little bonkers.
Yes,
so I apologize for that, Don.
But we have one more person here with us. The Four Horsemen of the Hogpocalypse are reunited on the 2-year anniversary of the Hog Promo. And the special thing I got for you guys tonight is we're going to watch the Hog Promo. It's in its entirety 2 years later.
Hey, Russ, I know it took you a little time to get here. Was it like Snake Way? You were running on Hog Way to get here? You had to make sure you got there to King Kai's planet, do all the exercising, and get back here?
I'll tell you what, the only thing squealing louder than Trevor's hog was my tires pulling onto the highway a little bit ago. All right.
So for those who don't know,
he doesn't even have words.
For those who don't know, before we started, because like most of our audience has appeared, like when we did the Hog Promo, we were at sub 100. We were irrelevant. Still are to this day.
Hold on.
Yes,
the big announcement, it's not that I have to work with Goldmane. It's that I finally have an opportunity to host a wrestling event. And if you go back on our channel and you watch the shows that I've done with John Bullard, I've picked up a lot of things from John Bullard Productions. And my goal is to make this, treat this as big as anything else. If you've ever been to an NXT event, if you've ever been to any kind of major thing, somebody's talking to the crowd. Somebody's hyping the crowd up as they come through the doors. There's people greeting them. Alicia Taylor was was really good at doing it. They've done it, and that's what we want to bring to this. We don't want to make this hey, it's quiet until you sit down, or hey, there's a backing track. I want this thing to feel like you're coming to a show that people put a lot of thought and effort into, and it's because people did put a lot of thought and effort, or people have put a lot of thought and effort into it. And I'm excited because I get to announce some of my favorite people to come to the ring. I think that's great.
Yeah, and guess what I was doing this past weekend? That fucking thing. I ended up being ring announcer for FU. Because we were waiting for, someone to get punched in the face.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Annie's here. So anyway, sorry about
how
that.
are you both?
It's a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day. I'm so happy to be back on a forklift. Sometimes I'm in a forklift. I actually ride inside of the hood, right next to the engine. I have severe burns from being inside of a forklift, so it's just nice to be on one for a change.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Christy. Love you. One of my wonderful sponsors.
How's the hog? How's the hog doing?
How's Hog Wild going?
The hog getting a workout at all? You take the cover off the hog at all? Go out for a little spin?
Oh no. There's more coming on that realm.
Yes, we will have.
I'm sure there is.
I'm going to show Russ that and see what he thinks of that.
Do you want to do that before we break into because we're never coming back after this?
No, we're not.
Okay, I have to download the promo. Oh wait, no, I don't because I have it on my computer.
Annie, to answer this question, yes, I've put it in low gear and had to walk next to it because I was getting real bored one day, and then it realized I was on an incline and I had to run and jump in it real quick.
That would have been cool to see on video.
There's no video of that, and I can tell you that.
I know there.
It was about 6 a.m. in the morning in Detroit.
As opposed to 6 a.m. in the evening.
Yep.
Okay. So the big news from FU. For those who don't know, Alex Weir got defeated by Adam Wick in a fucking hard-hitting 30-minute main event. And the most shocking thing of all this happened after the show was over. Oh, how do I share this?
I don't know.
Fuck, it's not letting me.
Is there too many of us?
No. Oh, there it is. Let's do that. There we go.
Oh, no. He took the boots off?
No, he thought he was.
By God. Is this like Cody Rhodes to Malachi Black?
Insert dubstep music here.
Yeah. Dark hair.
I don't know who that was, but they were very happy.
Those are very slim jeans. Very slim jeans. Is that Trent Beretta? No, it's not Trent Beretta.
No, but his name rhymes with Trent Beretta. It's Tommy Vendetta.
Whoa. Is that Clint? Is Clint getting pile driven? That looks like Clint. Oh, God.
On the thumbtacks on wooden boards.
Oh. Tommy's not exactly bright. Those are tacks in your keister.
Nah.
Oh yeah, look at the wrist tape stuck to his ass from a thumbtack.
That's poor choice. That's a poor choice there. You gotta put a little bit of. What's he saying?
He said they know who the fuck I am.
Oh, okay.
Jeremiah went to announce him. He said they know who the fuck I am.
Fucking Annie. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hey, so I'm just thinking that you're on the ground and maybe you need to take a nap. And, well, happy to help. I'm here telling you guys what I've been saying for a long time, that everybody deserves to take a nap wherever they are.
I believe the last words of that were, "You reap what you sow, motherfucker."
Nap, damn it.
He's trying to teach parents how to get their toddlers to sleep. You know, this is in case of emergency.
Yeah, you can't use the whiskey anymore, so you just got to hit them with a package pile driver.
Some parents put bourbon on their baby's gums. Others give them a package pile driver.
It's not a packaged one. He doesn't scoop the arms.
Yeah, I know.
Well, nobody said it was a good package, Clint. It might be an open package.
Oh, like one of the ones you get from one of them stores with the bins, the honey bins?
One of them ones where the United States Postal Service delivers it. Everybody knows they're not very trustworthy.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
Not like Ups. We love Ups. And FedEx.
Would you give those pile drivers an up or a down?
I'll give it a right in the middle. Somehow this has almost evolved into a good old JR. By God, I'll tell you about the time that...
It's called a...
I remember Cowboy Bill Watts. He once delivered a promo. He's taking his hoodie and he's going home like CM Punk. By God!
I did appreciate how gentle he was with the microphone, Trev.
He's very respectful.
You know, I have questions about this guy's pile driver.
It wasn't my mic.
Oh, that's right. It was, yeah. It's
I do love this part where he actually puts his boot back on him. He's like, "You're not done, motherfucker."
Mm-hmm. You know, my only problem that I have here is his hair defaults into a middle part, which has been made famous by Hanson and Aaron Carter. So that guy kind of looks like Wish.com Will Ospreay. Who's he?
That's Adam Wick.
Adam Wick. He's the one that wrestled in the main event.
Is he related to John Wick or no?
He might be. He might be.
Okay.
But we also have this comment. Tommy Vendetta reminds me of Bruce from Finding Nemo when he tastes blood for the first time in forever. Fish are indeed food, not friends. And then, of course, Hanson. Oh,
no,
Trevor.
Keep going, Trevor. Keep going.
Trevor,
That's
that
a good
was
sound drop.
So Trevor got to just enjoy a show. Trevor, what did you think of the main event?
Dude, it was great not having to work. It was a good show. Mind you.
You worked, definitely. Trevor set up all the lights in that bitch.
Oh, fuck those lights.
Trevor, why aren't we working with my lights? Why do I gotta work with these inferior products?
You know what? It was great not having to pull any of my gear out of the car. The only thing I pulled out was my backpack.
And your dick.
It was.
And my dick.
Did you close it the car door on the way in?
As I'm walking through, it's just like.
We had to tape it to the ground so wrestlers wouldn't trip over it.
They thought it. They just put gaffer tape over it. They thought it was cords going to the lights.
Yeah,
very skinny. Very skinny.
There's a trail of pink tape. Just
3 foot blasted, 2 inches hard.
Somebody stepped on the wire and they heard.
Just Trevor. It's just Trevor going.
Oh man, I've never heard wires like that before.
Better than the hearing. Fuck.
All right, let's play this.
So, fun fact about Trevor, because he likes to embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass him on a story. We went to a kitty haunted house when we were like 11 or 12, and they had clearly just a pillow lying on the ground with like a little hole there, and Trevor stepped on it and went, "Dead body," and ran right back out the entrance.
I really thought that was going to go to a different place.
I did. I heard little hole, and I was like,
go to the other place.
It's like, glorious.
It was glorious. It was the funniest thing I've ever. I laughed through that. Nothing scared me in that haunted house because that was so fucking funny.
Oh my god. Okay, so May of 2022.
Okay. Yeah. So, top 10 deathmatch wrestler in the world. One of 3 wrestlers from Michigan rated in the PWI top 500 2 years in a row. Thomas Oliver fucking Vendetta, and he's out for blood. Will he be at Oops All Bangers 3? We'll find out. As soon as Jeremiah wants to make posts. Anyways, for people who did not know us before, we were just little indie dudes hanging out at shows, filming, and just being dickheads. Before that, we were just the 4 of us getting on as much
we're
as
the same people, just not at wrestling shows.
Just not at wrestling shows. We were just very stupid. And most of our shows were extremely stupid. like the video I'm about to bring up now.
Oh, fuck.
Let me go back to it. Lots of clicking.
God, I don't want to remember this promo.
Oh, but we could also... Okay, there's two things we can revisit. It'll take up 20 minutes. This will be a fun little reminiscing video. Remember that time Andrade stopped by the show? El Idolo, welcome to the chat.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Thank you. I have a question, gentlemen. You said that Sammy
This before I had
is
you.
a piece of crap, and this is true. I try to make peace with him, but he does not want to make peace. Pero, you know, I am tranquilo. My assistant, Jose, he spends his time to talk to Sammy. And he says, Sammy, tranquilo. I look at Tony. I say, Tony, tranquilo. I said,
Quench just looks like he's gonna
"Hola, la
die.
gente. Tranquilo. Sammy
Bro,
doesn't
I
care.
was struggling.
Sammy looks at me. He says, your wife looks like a man with a wig. I cannot have this. And I look at Ty. I look at Ty, and I say to Sammy, she has been with a lot of men, and the only thing I can say is we will settle this in the ring on Rampage. After I take the mask of Dane, I say I take your wife and I sell her to Brazilian steakhouse. Sammy slapped me. He has slapped me. It was sad, but it is what it is. Will I remain in AEW, AWA, or WWE? This remains to be seen. But one thing I can promise, te promeso a todo, I will remain tranquilo.
Senor Idolo, question for you.
Do not address me, Ginger Val Kilmer.
Hold on. That's still, to this day, the best burn anyone in our audience has ever made on Ethan.
Fucking
Ginger Val Kilmer. That's brilliance.
Was Ophi saying Ginger Val Kilmer and starting that. So I hope that catches back on, because that gold.
Clint, can you address Senor El Idolo and ask him if he actually believes that Sammy does firmly believe in Albania, or believe that I can't even fucking talk at this time.
I can't speak right now.
Clinton, I have been watching you from distancia, you know.
Yeah.
And my connection is un poco mal. But one thing I can tell you is that you just need to remain tranquilo. Tranquilo, amigo.
His message got through, if you think about it.
Viewer comment, Ginger Val Kilmer for a t-shirt idea.
It's a great idea.
Well,
there's more of us.
The Hoochie Daddy Ginger Val Kilmer. He just comes out and makes Tombstone references.
I'm just no. It's gonna be all weird Val Kilmer movies, like weird, or not Weird Science, Real Genius.
I'm just sad that I missed this Andrade interview. I was sad that day. Like, I went to go pee and the guy came onto the show, and then I came back and he was gone. It was just sad.
I know, man. It was a really rough day. I wanted you to
But
be
hey,
doing.
I mean, he kind of told you that he wasn't going to stay with AEW if you listen closely enough there. So,
yeah, there was a lot of information dropped in there.
2 years ago feels like 20 years ago. Where's Sammy Guevara these days?
Ooh.
Oh, you cheese-eating fuckhead. Oh, is my Wi-Fi out now because I decided to fucking pause it?
Mm-hmm. It is a shame. You know, if Andrade were here, he'd probably tell you to remain tranquilo as you were trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, I figured it out. I remained tranquilo as I figured it out.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I will not be there.
Say what? I don't know what you want me to say. Say I am listening. Please, El Idolo, for an exclusive on a Forklift, can you please say I am Puss in Boots?
I once had to take a piece in my boots. Today, I'm a piece in Sammy's boots. But one thing you can never call me is a puss in boots. I have cajones, huevos grandes. But I am not a puss in the boots. Adios, señores.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know, after that, I firmly believe that Randy Orton would shit in Sammy Guevara's bag.
100%. He would be over like Rover because of what a 2022 thing to say.
Just,
what the fuck was that? What happened on here? This is my show. Here for that. This is my fucking show. What the fuck just happened?
I can't believe he missed fucking Andrade dropping in on the show.
Hey,
hello. Yeah, you said they were gonna do some shit. They were gonna do some shenanigans.
Oh fuck! Here
What's
we
this?
go.
I'm going back to watch last week's. I'm gonna be like Trevor. I'm gonna smash my camera here in a second, and I'm gonna.
I fixed that. I fixed that problem. It's on a tripod now, just so I can't fling it off my screen.
You're a tripod.
That's what I've heard the ladies refer
Ethan,
to Trevor.
I'm
as
gonna
in the
power
past.
bomb you through a table next time I see you.
Trevor the tripod.
He's gonna
Davis.
power bomb me through a table because I'm over here exuding and just demonstrating for the ladies or the men, it's Pride Month, in the chat that Trevor is hung like an Arabian stallion. Jesus, man.
They don't call me the tank.
Stallion.
They don't call me the tank for nothing.
He comes back in, his arms are out, he's on a skateboard, but it's just nothing. Just amazed.
Ethan says Trevor's got a massive heart. Many people, they say,
And everybody's
Shout
wondering
out to
why I
Loki.
feel embarrassed every time I walk into a fucking room.
Because they all know you have a massive
Fantastic.
dick and nobody else
Oink,
can measure
oink.
up to
That's
it.
what they say. They look at Trevor. They say, oink, oink. Captain Tripod over there. Ethan, he knows. He's seen it. We don't know how. We don't know why. No judgment. But Ethan, he says he's seen it. Trevor, very sad. Trevor, he fell asleep. I don't know.
This is
Mike Trump has gotten way
Snuck
better
a
in
peek.
2 years.
Not
This
a
is
very nice
embarrassing.
guy. Arrest that man. Arrest him.
Your
Very
hair's
horrible.
gotten better too.
This is the
Horrible.
second time this has happened tonight, but I heard one time Trev had a girl in her room. I heard this from your dad, Clint, and when she finished, she said, "Oh, O'Reilly's."
Auto parts.
Oh my God.
It's the I quit at the end. And then Trevor looked at her and goes, Do you need lube with that? Where's the break?
Shut the fuck up!
I'm out. Like I said at the start of the show, or when I got here, I don't want to pod here anymore. I can't. I don't know what that is. That's.
Oh my.
All right. I'm done being the fucking comic relief every time I walk on here.
Dude, I'm singing the Gospels here.
The gospel of my ass is what you're singing.
Oh,
no,
take me
Gospel of your cock. There's a difference.
No. Every time I get on here,
Trevor, I am going to stand on Mount Zion and exclaim to the ladies that you are hung like Jesus.
No, I'm
It's real topical. Why is he gone? Stop! I derailed the show.
Stop.
We haven't even hit dynamite yet.
Stop pushing people away, Ethan. This is your biggest problem in life. Your inability to keep yourself together is tearing everyone we know.
You're
and
tearing
love
this
apart.
family apart, Lisa.
Look what you did. Just like Kevin's dad, Russ and Trevor are gone forever.
Aaron Hernandez.
Speaking of Kevin, Kevin watched the promo you're about to watch. And Kevin's response to it is that is the second greatest promo of all time because Trevor still didn't cut the one he said he was going to.
And I never will.
I've got a promo loaded up for you, motherfucker.
Oh my god, it's got to be 90 degrees in here.
Was that RJ from
upstairs.
whatever
There's no
city in Indiana?
airflow.
No, that place is here.
Voice of God.
Morgan, is that you? I haven't seen you since you were driving Miss Daisy.
Now, what I'm gonna need you to do is very simple. I need you to apologize to Trevor.
He can't even say it with a straight
saying
face.
he has a massive ding dong. You know that's
Trust
not
me,
true.
this was the dumbest thing he's ever been a part of.
Clint knows that's not true. Trevor might know that's not true. It's been a while, but apologize, and then we can all move on.
Trevor, I'm sorry that you have.
No, not that he has.
I'm sorry. Sorry that I proclaimed that you have a massive hog.
Clint
No,
looks like
no,
he's
no,
about-
no. There's
I
no
was
sorry
disheveled.
about it.
I
Now
was
you guys are
disheveled.
finally
Here it is,
going to
everyone.
get the promo that I should have cut.
Everyone, if you have to use the bathroom, if you have to get some water, have a smoke break, put it on pause because you are about to hear the second greatest promo you will ever hear in your life.
And this is
The only
why
thing-
I don't
the
get on
only
a
thing-
microphone.
The only thing faster than this promo is the first time Trevor is with a woman. It hasn't happened. When it does, it'll be.
Months ago.
Fuck yes!
All right, dial it up. Mute me and dial this shit up.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
there it
Trevor,
goes.
come back.
Only
I'll
time
give you
in
the
Ethan's life
soapbox
he
for
said
this one.
mute
We've
me.
been waiting
Highlight
years.
Yes.
Highlight.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my god,
He came back with the Ray Charles
Yes!
glasses on.
LeVar Burton in the house.
Yes, all of you have been waiting for this. The name is not Trevor. It's Trevor Steen. I have been tired of taking shit from you guys for months being the comic relief. As I heard last week, there was a chair waiting for me in case I walked through a door. Come on, Russ. Bring it on. As for Ethan,
Oh my god.
yeah, you want to say I have a big hog? Well, guess what? If you'd like to, I'll show you.
No, we're on Twitch. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it here, but if he wants to see it in person, I'll be happy to do that as I'm bringing to a chair.
The clarification.
Trevor is so for the right of people that he is only going to show you his dick if you want to see
Who
it.
just walked past the camera?
We're going to talk about consent here.
Oh my god. Well, Dakota, you walked past at the wrong time.
Have you seen Trevor's hog? He's willing to show it, but only in
Fuck
person.
out of here.
Only in person. Like, the best part is to go back over that promo, and he's like, I'll show you if you want me to. And then it's not even like, we're not going to violate YouTube and Twitch by doing it here, but in person, I will happily show
Thanks
it.
for telling
Like,
me how
He did.
fun
He, you know
It
what?
was 2 years of fucking insanity.
He asked for consent, and that is important.
it is important. Trevor actually set a really good example that night. He didn't mean to, but he actually did.
Like, people will look back on that as like a movement forward in humankind because Trevor was like, I'm going to show you my dick.
Anybody that
You're
knows me
okay
now
with
in
it.
the wrestling community, I am so sorry in advance.
And you know what the other thing is? Like, if you think, just in the grand scheme of things right now, right?
Trevor, you're just
Like,
going to get bigger from this
people-
because you're for the people.
I don't know how he
People
could
are
get
looking-
bigger.
People are looking
Ooh, buddy.
Every time he says the word
Holy
pig,
shit.
it just goes.
Holy shit.
Listen, people are looking for a paragon of virtue, all right? They're looking for someone that they can point to explain the things that are in the news, okay? A lot of things are going on. It's an election year. A lot of things are going on, and consent is very important to learn about. And people learned, well, we can't trust Diddy anymore, so who do we go to? And they said, we're going to go to Trevor. All right, so yes. Trevor is... Can we rename him? I know he called himself Trevor Steen. Can we make him Trevor Combs? Is that okay?
Oh, dear God.
No? T. Combs? T. Diddy?
No. Here's the name. Here's the name. Hold on.
T. Diddy.
Oh, shit.
No, it's Trevylicious. You know, Trevylicious definition makes
Trev
it
Daddy.
go crazy.
I think Trev Daddy would work, too. No?
Trev Dog?
I nearly had my intro going the whole day, and I just completely forgot it.
Bro, that Trevor Steen thing will live down in infamy. If you weren't in my phone as Paul Walker, I would have you in my phone as Trevi Steen. Or maybe Trevi Steeny.
Was there more to this promo or no? I don't even remember.
Yeah, dude, there's still another 8 minutes.
I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, no.
I'm here to have fun. I'm here to
my way part.
Do a wrestling podcast. I am done being the comic relief.
And I'm hung like a horse.
Now, where Trevor went wrong, if I may.
You shut up.
Believes
shut
that it is
damn
a
mouth.
hog for all. That is not what this is. Trevor, you got to keep it in your pants.
That final form promo.
I didn't even get to finish. But you know what? Fuck it.
So
guess what?
I'm gonna think that's why he's called Hangman.
Oh my God.
Oh yes. I'm on a fucking roll.
Let's finish this damn podcast before I want to kill one of you.
Trevor, that was the promo?
No, it wasn't. I just cut one.
You cut one.
Look at the face on me. Look at my face. That is all you need to know about that promo. Is my face had to factory reset because that promo was so fucking good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because you're missing a big tattoo on the side of your neck and called Cody Rhodes.
That doesn't make...
No, it doesn't. I don't care.
Big neck tattoo.
Everyone says you could cosplay as Cody Rhodes.
That doesn't rhyme at all.
I don't care. All right, let's talk about Dynamite.
Pauper's burial.
Dynamite kicked off. Yeah, and Tanahashi actually serves. Tanahashi also has like a match of the year candidate resume longer than my
pause that real quick.
Descriptions. Like
you could tell how much I really cared at this time when I'm sitting there watching Dynamite as we're talking about it.
That's the last time I watched Dynamite was through your eyes.
Yeah.
But is it longer than Trevor? Never mind. Continue.
You keep what you're about to say down to a minimum.
You keep my dick out of your mouth, Russ. I swear to God.
I didn't say that. Wow. God. Fuck this shit.
It's 2 feet flaccid, but 3 inches hard.
I'm just waiting for Clint to say the line that he used to have to say at Havenwick shows. Go right ahead, Clint.
I don't fucking remember. I was on drugs all that time.
Ladies, he hates to dine alone.
Yeah, I did used to say that a lot.
Hey, Trev, question for you. What's got more balls, you or a billiards table?
I'm on a podcast. What's up?
I love you so much, Trevor.
I do too. I greatly appreciate you doing this. Also, ladies, if you ever need the hookup, talk to me. I have his number. I can get
He hates to dine alone.
He does hate to dine alone. Just don't ask him for his fries, because first off, order your own fucking fries. That's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely asinine.
I'm not that stingy, unlike these two fuckers right here.
Oh yeah, you touch my fries, I'll slap the shit out of your hand.
I don't order fries anyway, so you better fucking order your own, because I'm not a fry guy.
Dog, like ever since I discovered poutine, like that's my go-to.
Oh, yeah, but that's
now.
the meal. If I get a burger, I don't want fries with it. I know that's weird.
I get the poutine.
That's the kind of food you like to poutine your mouth. Am I right?
All right, moving on. MJF
That was a good
promo.
line.
Go.
Promo of the fucking year.
Trevor's running the show, and he's running wild.
Do you guys remember when AEW was good enough to where we could talk about
Stop.
it
I,
every week?
I'm tired of you guys getting off fucking topic. Let's go.
I'm not getting
There's
off
no
topic. I just can't get around the biggest topic in the room. I'm sorry, you walked in here with that shit swinging, and you're the only one that wore safety glasses. What do you want from me, Trevor?
Wow. They're safety glasses. They're fucking Oakleys.
Then don't
Come on.
tell anybody. They can be anti-rated. I'm not in your house. I can't fit through the fucking doors because your hog's taking it up. You're canoodling with your door frame. Your fucking Stromboli's hanging out in the front yard. Pick yourself up, Trevor. There are neighbors.
Why don't I have control? I'd hit that shut the fuck up button right now.
God, even the Italian Defense Force couldn't stop you. I'm glad. I am so glad that you have morals. Otherwise, not a single hooker on Michigan Ave would be safe. And it's not even that you were soliciting it. You drive by and they would be impregnated.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, no. That's a bad fucking image to put in my head. Nope.
Ethan, I just saw what
Do
you
you know
did.
why he drove a neon? Do you want to know why this man right here drove a neon?
What
This is the only
part?
fucking thing I had.
No.
I just saw what you
He's
did on
humble. He'll tell
Facebook.
you that.
Oh.
This
All
man
right,
here,
we're
he's
gonna
driving a Maybach.
Ethan.
Rick Ross ain't got shit on Trevor.
The fuck. Thank you.
All right. I gotta pause it. Holy shit, Trevor, go look at Facebook.
What the fuck did he do?
Same thing I'm doing right now.
Everybody, we're inventing a new drinking game tonight. Anytime Clint and Ethan do something to have my face on their profiles, drink.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be fucked up. I just changed mine too.
It's a great way to get fucked
I
up.
don't know what's happened tonight.
All right.
This is a lot.
I'm
You know what
waiting
else is
for
a lot?
I'm gonna be paying
That's
Shivani
MJF
for a
promo.
low-key big hog shirt just to make you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right. Enough. All right, that was it for that. But Ethan has requested.
I was about to say, don't play when I lost my shit and
No.
And retaining his title tonight. Oh, was 69. Nice. Was 69. Nice. Trevor Davis. But in first place with 109 points. Russ is our new four postmaster.
What hair.
And retaining his title tonight. It is first ever. Oh, hold on. I promised you.
He never sent me that chip.
There's your banner. He never did.
No! Thank you. That's a good feeling.
What the fuck? Dog, you're suspended until fucking Wednesday. What are you doing here?
you know why I'm here. I want my fucking belt back.
For those who don't know, this upcoming Monday is our biggest quiz show ever. It is the Four Post Massacre 4, the Monday Night Wars. Russ will defend his title. He's undefeated against Trevor, Ethan, and Tony making his debut on the quiz show.
I haven't studied one single lick, and I refuse to study.
Yeah, no, I'm the original fucking champion. I'm getting the belt back.
I'm coming for blood Monday night.
It's all over, and let's be honest, especially when it comes to Trevor. Well, you're toast.
In last place with 47. Last place with 52 is Ethan.
I'm not finishing in last, gentlemen. It's going to be my toughest battle. This is going to be the hardest quiz that I've ever taken part in.
I'm Big Dick Trev.
Fucking doing this some of us. It's nighttime. Listen, you motherfuckers. Listen.
All right. I'm done being the fucking comic relief every time I walk on here.
The ladies refer
Ethan,
to Trevor
I'm
as
gonna
in the
power
past.
bomb you through a table next time I see you.
Trevor, I'm singing.
That's why there was a bet going on for that
The
table.
gospel of my ass is what you're singing.
Oh,
No,
take me
gospel of your cock. There's a difference. Otherwise, not a single hooker on Michigan Ave would be safe. And it's not even that you were soliciting it.
Now, what I'm gonna need you to do is very simple. I need you to apologize to Trevor for saying he has a massive ding dong. You know that's not true. Clint knows that's not true. Trevor might know that's not true. It's been a while.
I'm embracing it because all you motherfuckers are going down. And I mean, you're going out.
Oh, hit the desk. What'd the desk do to him?
I don't have that desk anymore.
There are times where I miss when we were just a stupid little show like that. It's good to sit back and reminisce about it sometimes.
It is.
Which, speaking of which, since I got you both here, I have a fucking quiz show championship that hasn't been defended in 9 months.
Has it been that long?
It's been 9 months since the last quiz.
Oh, fuck.
Did I ever lose the belt?
You did. You lost it to me.
I don't think that's true.
You did.
I was rigged.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It was a
You
rigged.
lost.
It was a rigged election.
You lost to me.
Clint, and then he vacated it.
Yes, because Ethan didn't write a quiz show for 4 months.
What? Hold on a second. What impersonation was that, Russ?
A little Bernie Sanders,
I
which
was gonna
doesn't
say-
make sense in the grand scheme of things to talk about a rigged election.
But
we should, in fairness, if we're going to talk about a rigged election, and we can have the conversation. You guys are in Michigan. Michigan, we love the state of Michigan, and we love quiz shows. And quite frankly, Clint is a little bit cowardly to vacate a title. I think we should rename the title. I do. I think we should name it Trevor's Hog Belt. And the reason is because it's vacant. We don't know if it actually exists.
No, we still
But
have
if
a
it
champion.
does, it's going to be huge. It's going to be so big, so very big. A big belt.
All I'm saying is I beat you and then vacated it because Ethan couldn't write a quiz for 4 months.
So when's this quiz happening?
I just need competitors and then I can start writing it. And the only one we got right now is Jeremiah. And I'm thinking 3 of the 4 horsemen of the Hogpocalypse, with the other one as host, we might be able to take Jeremiah down.
What's the topic going to be?
It's celebrities in wrestling.
Oh, love it.
Love it?
Love it.
Because I desperately need all 3 of you.
I'll be there.
Because I don't think any one of you can do it alone with how dangerous Jeremiah is in competition.
Wait. Hold on. Technically, I am still banned from quiz shows.
That's from
Your
when
ban?
you stormed off?
Your ban was under the Jeremiah ownership of On a Forklift. He no longer owns On a Forklift.
He would just claim that he owns the trivia competition side.
Look at the way I see shit right now is I need 2 former champions and a current champion because Rain, Mud, Shit, or Blood, Ethan's still the Georgia of the North pop culture trivia champion.
1.5 years strong here, buddy.
1.5 years strong, no defenses. It's been a really easy ride for Ethan.
They haven't found a willing challenger.
This is like Roman Reigns' title reign as champion.
It's because he won it from the UK people, and it's so hard to find where he can come defend it.
Ethan defends less than Roman Reigns.
Well,
but I'm available.
But can I rely on you boys? Can one of you please take the title off of him?
Sure.
Bring it on.
That's fine.
We have you guys?
Yep.
All right, so we got our 4 people for this next quiz show.
When is it?
Feels fitting.
I'm gonna set a date because life comes at you quick sometimes. I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. because we also have something coming up soon. But Russ, let's talk about It's Just Wrestling. How is that going?
It's going. I think it's been 2 weeks since I did an episode, and I keep saying that I'm going to bring it back, and then it's going to be consistent. And then I go dark for a couple of weeks, but the show is getting there. We'll get there.
Have you thought of just, because I know you guys focus heavily on a lot of things, have you thought about just doing shows after pay-per-views?
I thought about it. I did. I've considered it. And actually, I've been told that there are 2 pay-per-views this weekend that I'm supposed to watch. There's the King of the Ring, although they also say the Queen of the Ring.
Premium live events.
It is so premium. It is so premium. There's that. And then there's the I feel like there's another company that's doing a show this weekend. Is it TNA?
No.
Oh,
is it New Japan?
WCW 2024? No.
PWG. They're back at the hall.
Oh, that's right. It's AEW. And we're so excited. We're so excited about this weekend. This weekend's going to be a great show. Great show. We're looking forward to it. There's going to be... We're the best wrestle. We're the best wrestle. We're the best wrestle.
Not to mention NXT Underground this weekend, too.
Who the fuck?
NXT Battleground.
Listen, who cares? You know, there was a time where I was excited about every AEW pay-per-view, and I'll still buy this, and I'll still go through it because it's going to be a great night of wrestling, but holy shit, how the mighty have fallen. It actually makes me a little bit sad to think that like 2 years ago, we were joking about Andrade and Sammy Guevara having the fight backstage was what that was after Brawl Out, right?
No,
that
was
like
before Brawl Out.
No,
no.
That happened after Brawl Out. Had to have, because I think that was the second backstage fight. Because that was the joke, is like, oh, is Andrade trying to get himself fired?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's just crazy to think about it. Like, that was, I think, also before Collision happened. That was before Collision was a thing.
Yes, it was.
It's wild. Here's my one AEW point for the week. So Ricky Starks was really good, right? We all liked Ricky Starks. We all thought he had a lot of potential, great on the mic, all that. He was featured on Collision, and it feels like he's been punished ever since the picture came out of him going to Royal Rumble last year. And he did an interview with What Culture and was essentially like, I'm healthy. I don't know why I'm not wrestling. I don't know why I went from wrestling all the time to not.
It was a month. It was a month after Brawl Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. Like, my belief in the company as a whole has just fallen off a cliff, and I still enjoy it, but it's just...
It feels like a slog to get through some nights.
I almost never watch it live anymore. I'll watch like 20 minutes of it live. 2 weeks ago, I missed Dynamite, and I thought to myself, like, I'll listen to a couple podcasts about it. Do I even need to go back and watch it? And it sucks because, like, they have just given into all of their worst potential instincts. And it, as a product right now, the in-ring wrestling is great. If you want a wrestling show, it's still the best wrestling show. But the stories aren't really stories. The arcs, there are no story arcs. And I hate the fact that, I don't remember if it was Cornette or who it was, but the first person that I heard that said, it's like this guy has purchased his favorite toy figures and he plays with them and then throws the rest into the bottom of the toy box and occasionally remembers that he has them. It's so true. And it is such a shame because the first few years, it was not like that.
Nope.
And it has got, when you look at some of the cards they've put up for Dynamites lately, it's like this would have been early Rampage. And there are so many people on that roster who are talented, who should be getting TV time, who aren't. And I just don't understand what the idea is. I don't get it. So it's a shame.
Trevor, I know you were very, very hyped on AEW when it started. What are your thoughts on it now?
To be honest, I haven't really watched AEW in a few months. I stuck around during MJF's title reign because it was like, wanted to see where it was going. But as soon as he dropped the titles and then we found out who the person was that was messing with him, and then that's it. There's really nothing else to go with that story because MJF is not around.
I think you're right there too, because that's when I genuinely lost all interest, was when it was revealed that Adam Cole was the devil, because you could have seen that shit coming from a mile away.
You saw that a mile away before they became ROH tag champs.
And then you set up your biggest storyline to be with two people who are injured and have no timetable of coming back, leaving Samoa Joe to essentially just be a good wrestler and try to keep the hype going off of that MJF title run. And
yeah, I mean,
God bless him, he tried.
It's just, if you look back at the last few title reigns, they have not made the championship the focal point of the show. And I think that's where they lost the plot. They've done a terrible job trying to make Swerve seem like the champ. They did a terrible job before that with Samoa Joe. Like, he did a good job, but they didn't make it the focal point of the show. MJF's run, there were even weeks where you're like, we love MJF and MJF's great, but like, he didn't feel like the championship didn't feel like the most important thing. And you can just continue to trace it back. And it's like somewhere along the way, they lost that. And listen, we talked about this 2 years ago, but there were too many belts then, and there are far too many now. Yeah, they haven't unified. Like, the weirdest thing, and honestly, they kind of made fun of it on Wednesday, but like, there are unified trios champions. And even on commentary, they said, why are they bringing all the belts? Like, the belts are unified. And they have a wagon for them. It's a joke. And the worst part is the people who just are unable to criticize AEW, like the diehards, who are like just as stupid and insufferable as the WWE diehards, who like can't find fault in anything. Like, I get to a point where it's just like, I get that there are just stupid people everywhere. I get it. I get that there are emotionally immature people everywhere. Like, I get it. I get that there are people who probably like are the product of like fetal alcohol syndrome, who like have a platform on Twitter, who like do this kind of thing. But like, you at least have to like look at it at some point and go, okay, you can't compare AEW without a brand split and say, well, they have just as many titles as WWE does, who has NXT, which is clearly defined as a developmental brand, who doesn't cross over in the same way, SmackDown, which is its own thing, Raw, which is its own thing. Like, the people who try to make those excuses, it's like, what are we doing? Roderick Strong has a belt. Why? Why is there that?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here going, like, if they're going to make the comparisons between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW, SmackDown has, to my knowledge, the WWE Championship, the WWE Women's Championship, the United States Championship, and Tag Team Championships.
That's 4 belts.
And
so it's 4, and then 4 on Raw, right?
Yep, 4 on Raw.
And then NXT is the champion,
NXT, I believe,
North
is
American.
excuse me. And then they have the women's tag belts, which float between both brands.
Okay.
NXT has World Champ, North American Championship, Women's Championship, and tag belts, but they're also
making a mid card for the women's.
Yeah,
right?
they're making a secondary Women's Championship.
Okay.
So it's the North American Women's Championship.
But it's like, it's insane to me how.
Oh, and then the Speed Championship on Twitter,
which is stupid.
And also NXT, if you want to count it, the Heritage Cup is defended as a championship.
You can count that in the same way that like there's the Continental Championship that was created out of thin air, and you can have the FTW Championship, which isn't a championship, is still a thing. And like, they're just.
So AEW has the World Championship belt, has the TBS Championship, the TNT Championship, the tag belts, the trios, the
Continental, the International, the TNT, the Women's World. No, he said TBS. The Women's World. Did he?
It doesn't matter. It's
the Women's World Championship.
And then if you also count all the ROH belts.
But like, that's 9. That's 9 on its own, just for AEW. And then it's trios, tag team belts, world champ, women's world champ.
Women's TV
secondary.
They killed off the TV title that Joe retired, right? Or did they give it to somebody else?
No, the TV champion's Kyle Fletcher.
Jesus. Okay.
And there's the
Peer Championship. And like, here's the problem in a nutshell, right? even on WWE's worst day, right? Like they tend to do these like 5-match cards now, which is totally fine. AEW Dynasty, which was a very good show, really good show.
Yeah.
Every match except for one had a title on the line, and it was like a 9-match card. And then they added 2, I think, to the pre-show. So I think it ended up being 10 title matches and 2 non-title matches. That shows you there are too many titles. And if you're going to go to like a 10 pay-per-view schedule, then you don't have to have every title defended on every pay-per-view.
No, look what WWE is doing right now. These B show pay-per-views, if you want to call them B shows at this point, 5-6 matches. And it's done. It's well paced. 2.5 hours to 3 hours. And I love the fact that WWE is now doing all of these B show pay-per-views in foreign countries because, as we all saw, Trevor will get to you in just a second. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
As we just saw the backlash, being in France made that show go from a B show to an A++ show, which I feel AEW right now is doing the opposite of what WWE is doing with exploring new cities and new countries, with the exception of All In London, I think it is.
I mean, they
run the same fucking cities.
Well, speaking of that, they're doing this Arlington series in Texas where they're going to do, I think it's 6 or 8 consecutive shows on what's essentially a soundstage that I think seats 1,500 to 2,000 people. But like, which in theory is good in the summer if you think that crowd is going to come back 2-3 times a week for 3 consecutive weeks. And maybe what they need to do is do it on, like, shoot it a different way, have it be on a soundstage, have a white hot crowd, and see if that gets the perception back. And that gets that idea of like what made AEW special from the start, which is the crowds were rabid. You felt like you wanted to be there. And when you're going and you're performing in arenas that are set up for 15,000 people, 10,000 people arenas, and you're only selling 2,000 tickets, there is no way to make that look or sound good. They have effectively killed off the thing that made them special. And it's shocking to me that it's taken this long for that. And like Donald's right about like run smaller venues. The problem is like they've known for over a year they had this attendance issue. And like you don't lock down these arenas 2 years in advance in a lot of in a lot of cases. So like they should have been calling an audible on this middle of last year. And maybe that's what this is, this Arlington series. And like maybe we will see them finish out the final 2 quarters of the year by running smaller venues, and hopefully they will. But like you have to make it feel like you need to be there. And this is my last thing. This angle that they ran with Tony Khan and the Elite would have been great. But it would have been great if the boss had gotten everybody in a room and had done good business a year ago. If you had CM Punk attack Tony Khan and FTR as like these usurpers who came from outside, and you had them take on the Elite who were defending the pride and the integrity of AEW, that would have propelled the company. I mean, say what you want about each of these guys and who was right and who was wrong. There was a way to take the business and elevate it. And instead, they've effectively tanked it. They haven't figured out how to fix it. And honestly, the shame in all of it is, I don't know if there is a way to fix it, because even going after a big free agent, which doesn't exist right now, unless you think Becky Lynch is going to leave, I still don't know if that's the move.
All honesty, I've been to GCW shows. They might have a more rabid fan base than AEW at this point.
Without a doubt, because GCW is the reincarnation of ECW.
Yeah.
At least to that end. Like, the crowd's it's not even comparable.
Like, Trevor, you said you had something to say real quick, didn't you?
No, what I was going to say is the reason why I haven't watched any wrestling in a while is because it's just, there's nothing that's catching my point of view. When I was watching AEW every week, there was great stories. Everything was great, but they have fallen into the 2001 WCW. They got too many belts. They've got too many wrestlers, with not enough time slot to leave and let them compete. I mean, Miro, where the fuck has he been?
Hurt.
Injured. He got injured again. He came out and said that one.
Okay, but my point is, I get more fun going to Michigan indie wrestling and getting to watch in person. I mean, WWE is the only one that really comes to Detroit anymore. AEW's only been here twice.
Yeah, and fucking GCW runs Harpo's, which, if it's not a summer show, I bet is fucking great. Yeah, the Manser Effie story on GCW is great. Ethan and I just drove down to Ohio for Wrestling Revolver last Friday, and Wrestling Revolver was a fucking blast. It is the only time in my life I've ever seen Alex Shelley get booed.
Yeah.
And I think it was because we were in Ohio.
So I was gonna touch on this whole thing of what could you if you had one thing and we couldn't roundtable this one thing to fix about AEW to bring you back to it, and none of us can say the exact same thing. That's going to be the tricky thing. And I see somebody has already put in the comments what I think one of the answers is. But yeah, let's just start. Let's go counterclockwise. So start with Clint.
All right. Remove Tony Khan from power in the company and actually put someone who can run a business in the.
It'll never happen.
Chair. It'll never happen. But that's the one way you can fix AEW is you need to take.
What's something that they could do that could actually happen though?
Right.
He's had all these
that
great
can
lines.
actually happen.
He had Regal there. He has one of the best talent relations people of all time in Jim Ross there. They've done this.
Can I say Tony Kopp stopped doing cocaine?
Allegedly, but that still won't help. Now, what is an actual tangible thing?
So a tangible thing that they can do is I don't want to take what Donald said because he's absolutely right in that aspect. But the one thing they can do is, God, this is going to be simple. Remove Chris Jericho from television for a while.
That won't fix the ratings.
It won't fix the ratings, but it'll start because that's the one thing people are if you have people in the audience chanting, please retire. If I'm a wrestling promoter, I'm sitting in the back going I need to get him off TV for a while. It's like Jericho has been on AEW television.
Has been. You just said it. Jericho's a has-been.
He's a has-been, but he has been on AEW television since the start. He has not taken any time off. It is exhausting to see him come out every single week and do the exact same shtick that he's doing, which is the Jericho mid-card vortex, where he attaches himself to someone who is super hot at the moment. Orange Cassidy, Eddie Kingston, now Hook. Action Andretti.
Wow.
These people who are hot. And then he kills their heat dead. Dead. Orange Cassidy wasn't over after the Jericho thing. It took a while to get Orange Cassidy back to where he was. Let's not forget that there was a solid 9 months where they essentially didn't do anything with Orange Cassidy after that. It was the same thing with Eddie Kingston until he won the Continental Crown. They had a storyline for that. And it's going to be the same thing with Hook after he wins the FTW title back. What's he going to do? Feud with Shibata after this? No. Nope. He's going to feud with Jericho for another 3 months until they do some stupid-ass gimmick match that everyone hates.
His contract's up and he leaves?
Until he won't leave. He won't leave because he's got a fucking mark for a boss that lets him do whatever he wants.
No,
that's the problem. That's why I said remove Tony Khan, because he's a fucking mark. He doesn't understand business. He doesn't understand what good business is. He did in the beginning, and then he let all these politicking in the back room go on, and it's just ruined the product. It's ruined the product.
I have a way to fix it.
Go
Can
ahead.
you let me share my screen really quick because I'm trying to share it. Can you pull it up? All right, here's what they need to do. All right, this is a problem, and it's on its own. There are 8 championships that are AEW specific, and there are more. But here's the bigger problem, guys. There are 120 men on the roster, 120 men. And then once you get past the 120, now in fairness, this does include Brody Lee, who's passed, Sting, who's retired. But there are 140 men, or 120 men, right? And then we're still scrolling. And then you get to the women, and there are 48 women on the roster. Now, here's how you fix some things, okay? You have to get rid of people. And it's not just have their contracts elapse. And it's not just have it where, well, I don't know why I'm not on TV, like Ricky Starks said. There's a guy. Hold on, where's he at? He was pretty. I didn't like his in-ring work, but he was a character. Danhausen. Danhausen's apparently just dead to the world. There's a rumor that he might have been released, or he might have his contract run out. But
he's running Wrestling Revolver and GCW shows and shit now.
But like, you look at this list, all right? Like the Action Andretti thing was funny, and then it never got followed up on. Adam Page apparently is home because there was something going on at home from around one of the pay-per-views, right? Dark Order doesn't matter. Anthony Ogogo kind of back on TV. You have some of the guns. Big Bill, who like they actually turned into something with Ricky Starks, and they've now made a lackey.
Brandon Cutler,
which is a shame. Like Cutler's buddies with the Young Bucks. Like Brian Keith is pretty cool. Is he necessary? I don't know. House of Black finally getting at least a run. Malachi's finally getting a run.
Chuck Taylor.
Colt Cabana still has a job. How about that?
Chuck Taylor's also essentially retired at this point.
He didn't really bring a lot, I don't think, in this AEW run, but that's just me.
You weren't, like the early days were good.
Yeah, but like you go through this, and it's just like all these guys, and you know the question came up before about Miro, and like it's a totally fair point. There are other guys on here though that like you say, all right, like they tried to make a thing out of Killswitch. Killswitch hasn't wrestled. Mm-hmm. Takeshita looked like he was on this trajectory to like hold belt. Why didn't they put an international title on Takeshita? Why didn't they put a TNT title on Takeshita? They were building towards something, and then they forgot about him again. Kota Ibushi came in, he was out of shape. Like there were the whole thing after like the injury and everything. I get it, but that's its own problem. Kyle O'Reilly came back and looked like a homeless dude after missing a bunch of time. Lance Archer is a guy who, like, from the beginning, probably should have had a title or had some kind of significant run. I actually like Lance Archer a lot. I still don't get why they haven't made anything of him. Hopefully Malachi wins a title and, like, has a run. But like, you go through this, and it's just like there are talented people on this roster who don't get TV time. And then it's like, oh, so-and-so who, like, worked an indie match with, like, somebody who knew someone in the company is, like, going to be on Dynamite this week or is on Collision this week. And it's like, you have 120 guys under contract, or at least, like, 115 under contract, and they aren't on TV. But it's like, oh, well, I know this guy. We think this guy's going to be great. And we put him on TV for a match, and he gets a contract, or he gets a paid per appearance. And it's like, what are we doing?
So it's a thinning of the herd is really what it needs, culling the herd, if you will.
Yeah, but like get some, even if you're gonna thin it, get it down to 30 people that we're used to seeing on TV. 30. Cut it to 30.
Because that's what WWE has. You know that when you tune in every week, you're gonna see, like, unless they're injured, you're gonna see Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Drew McIntyre.
Somebody did a breakdown of it. I think it was WrestleNomics did a breakdown. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. But it was essentially that WWE features fewer people, but the amount of people that they feature are featured on more shows. Like they're more consistently visible. And I think if AEW were going to make an excuse for why the roster's so big and why you don't see people, Tony Khan had talked in the very beginning about having an off season or about like giving people time away, which is fine, but it also needs to be some of your top guys. Jon Moxley has never gone away. So you can't miss him because he's always there, you know.
And he went away for his he went away for his sobriety thing.
Yeah, for rehab, which was essentially forced and was good. Like it's good for the human being, but like they don't make you miss the biggest stars, and that in its own way is a problem. The only reason that you miss those people is because they get hurt, right? Like Kenny Omega's out because he's hurt. Keith Lee is out because he's hurt. Miro is out because he's hurt. Powerhouse Hobbs is now out because he's hurt. But I don't know. I don't know how they fix it. I don't know if there is a way to.
Yeah, and their contracts are like TNA contracts where they only get paid if they show. That's why a lot of these guys work a ton of indies. Yeah, that's why if you miss your favorite AEW wrestler, like how Ethan and I would miss Ethan Page on television all the time, you can see him locally. These people come to town. They do.
Yeah. He's going to be at Clash. I am intrigued to know what Trevor's solution is here. Trevor, what is the solution that doesn't echo the same thing that the two gentlemen here have said? What do you have?
Well, first of all, the story I would shit can is the whole EVP thing. Get rid of it.
You don't like it?
No. It should have been ran. Hear me out. It should have been ran when, like everybody said, when Punk was around with FTR, and they should have had a fourth person come in that was an outsider. It would have been great. And then they would have had those 4 going against the Elite to defend AEW's honor. Would have been great. Instead, Punk is gone. FTR's on the sidelines for just no apparent reason. And they bring back Jack Perry, who started the whole fucking shenanigans to begin with.
To be fair, both men are at fault.
Yeah, both men are at fault.
Both CM Punk and Jack Perry are at fault.
Yeah, no, because they both handled it like children. I get it. But with that being said, I would shit can the whole EVP story. I'm sorry. The Young Bucks have been heels long enough. This whole thing of them just coming on beating people up, and take the fucking belts off of them.
They're also not imposing. That's where the whole credibility is lost. Trevor, I think that the way to have done this EVP angle would have been if they had actually used imposing guys. Like if they had Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs and maybe Takeshita or maybe a Miro or a Keith Lee, like they contracted the biggest dudes in AEW to just do the dirty work for them because they're not imposing.
No, what's going to happen is that Hangman's going to... because here's how I think is going to happen. Because you have a barbed wire steel cage match and Anarchy in the arena schedule. In my opinion, the barbed wire steel cage match main events. Open the show with Anarchy in the arena, have the Elite go over, and then after the Swerve title match, have Hangman come out and align himself with the Elite, and he's going after Swerve. Because we're going to do the Hangman Swerve thing again, and you can just blow that off, and that'll actually bring some credibility back to the championship. Is if you're having 2 bona fide main eventers having the match for it. I love Christian. Christian's not a main eventer anymore. He's not. Ethan, what's your thing?
I'm going to look at this just purely not talent-wise, not anything other than an operational standpoint. You, as it's been stated, you have to run smaller venues. Here's the problem that you have. You are running MGM Grand Garden for your biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is Double or Nothing, and I think we can all agree that's their... I don't care about this All-In thing. All-In is a sham.
Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania.
Double or Nothing was their big show. That's where the big things happens, all of that. You're running that in a 15,000-seat arena. 1 week later, you are going to the Kia Forum, which seats 17,000 people. Why are you running a 17,000-person show? You're not going to fill that.
That one is probably because of what... That's the one in LA. That one probably had to be booked at least a year in advance, maybe longer.
But that's fine. When they ran it the first time, they still didn't fill the building. And I understand that television numbers don't equate to in-ring things, but it does equate to atmosphere. And atmosphere is something like we talked about that AEW was huge on. We have an arena here, a small one. It's Convocation Center. I think it's seating around 5,000 people. It is the perfect size for AEW. AEW should be running in an arena at less than 10,000 people, probably closer to the 8 or below, because you're going to have that smaller crowd. Make the ticket hot again. I don't want to look at something and go, oh yeah, I can get a $20 ticket for AEW. If you're not running a house show, I don't want to see a $20 ticket. I want to be, I don't have a problem if the market's hot. That first time they came through to Detroit, it was not easy to get a ticket to that show. That show was sold out. You had shit on the after.
Blood and guts.
I know, but then you come back a second time and you could have got a ticket for $10 on the resale market. And
I got a couple comments real quick. Let me interrupt you because it's about a lot of this actually, and it's from people. Kevin Calloway. If you've never met Kevin Calloway or seen him, he is a genius. One of my favorite things about going to any show he's on is to just be able to sit in the back room and listen to this man talk. He said he's not sure about the guaranteed contract because despite Kenny, he's sure Kenny is getting paid despite his injury. Don said he was talking about the 100 guys you never see, which is fair. But we also don't know, this is the comment, we also don't know who has those contracts and who doesn't as well. I might wager someone like Mira, who came in with a bit of a name, might have a guaranteed money, but someone like Danhausen, Danhausen doesn't. I love Danhausen. I've been in cars with him, and he's such a mind, but he wouldn't have that TV name prior. And also, Swerve can be a main event draw name, but he's already been a little hamstrung.
Yep.
Swerve, in my opinion, is the best televised deathmatch wrestler going today. Like, on mainstream television, Swerve is the best deathmatch wrestler on mainstream television every week. There are people better.
Yeah.
But he is the most well-known name in AEW for having death matches.
So, Russ, they're about to run, and this is why I say operationally, and just to touch one more thing, they're about to run at the PPL Center in Allentown, which you're not super duper far from. I'm guessing you're familiar with being in a hockey arena.
Yep.
Is that a two-tiered arena? So there is there's the top area, and then there's the main bowl, the lower bowl.
It's been a long time since I've been there. It's a minor league hockey arena. I think it's all one level. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've been there. I think it's
okay. Well, I see. It has luxury boxes, and then it has a main concourse. It's an 85.
Hold on. Sorry. Hey, Don. Swerve is still doing death matches on TV and on pay-per-view. I haven't seen Rollins do a death match since 2010, 2011, before he was in WWE and NXT. So I wouldn't classify Seth Rollins as a deathmatch wrestler in any aspect of the term anymore.
You know, it's crazy that so when you talk about the size of the venues though, all right, here's a good example, right? So Philly, great wrestling town. Great. Still don't know if there's an exclusivity between WWE and Wells Fargo Center, where the Flyers and the Sixers play.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be building another smaller arena near Wells Fargo Center. Comcast is. And maybe that'll be a place that AEW will look at. That'll be like a 6,500 seat arena. But as of right now, if they run Philly, it's at Temple University at the Liacouras Center. Now, I know that cities are cities, and a lot of people view cities as very dangerous. Philly's not exactly the best place, and Temple University's campus is a not great place to go if you just want to have safety as a thing. So their only place that they run locally for me is Temple, and I went there in 2021, and I have not gone since because I don't like the idea of being at Temple at night, and they haven't been able to sell a lot of tickets there. They won't run the big arena here. So it's they don't, for whatever reason, they don't run it. Now, Allentown's actually an interesting idea. We'll see if they sell. I don't know. You know what's crazy? You look at how many tickets they've sold so far, and granted, this was from a month ago, and I don't see WrestleTix with an update. But as of a month ago, when it comes to Double or Nothing, they had sold 5,400 tickets, or distributed 5,400. So that could include comps. Okay, 2 years ago, for Double or Nothing, at the T-Mobile Arena, they distributed over 13,000 tickets. So in 2 years,
you fall asleep?
No, I was
in 2 years. They went from 13,000 to 5,400. And if you put this card up against the 2022 card, there's a case to be made that this is a better card. The 2022 Double or Nothing card was headlined by Hangman and Punk, where everything went wrong, right? Where everything in that lead up is what precipitated a lot of the later issues. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. Keith Lee and Swerve against Jurassic Express against Starks and Hobbs. Jade Cargill against Anna Jay. Wardlow and MJF.
I'm sorry, Russ. You go on forever. I've got to interrupt you sometimes.
What
AEW, the Plymouth Whalers Arena. I think that's the Commerce Arena.
No, it's the USA Hockey Arena now. It was it's on Plymouth Road in Plymouth.
Yeah, so USA Hockey Arena holds about, I'd say, 1,500 people.
It's like 3,500, but yeah.
3,500. AEW should be running small, intimate venues. That would put them, because AEW has built themselves on, we're the indie promotion that made it. And right now, it's like that Batman line. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. They are, in that sense, becoming the villain that they set to put out. To where WWE's got NXT. And the reason NXT is so wildly successful is because they run out of that small venue with that hot-ass crowd. That's why people like Trick Williams are so fucking over. Ilya Dragunov. And then also, like, if you want to be real here, let's talk about AEW's developmental could be Ring of Honor if they didn't put it behind a fucking paywall. Like, NXT you can watch on TV every week, and you can see these people develop and get to know them. So when they show up on Raw or SmackDown, the more than casual fan who watches NXT is going to know who this person is. And it's not like the Vince McMahon days where it'd be like Keith Lee on NXT being this monster powerhouse, and then he goes up and I'm Bearcat. No, it's not like
but
that.
I mean, in fairness, like NXT used to be behind a paywall. It used to be on WWE Network before it went to USA.
Yeah, and it was on WWE Network,
and it worked. So there's no reason that Ring of Honor being a paid thing couldn't work.
But also, every pay-per-view was on the WWE Network.
Yes,
which you were already going to spend $9.99. You're going to spend that $10 a month to get all those pay-per-views. So at WWE essentially just threw the fucking NXT shit on for free. That's the difference.
Yeah,
Ring of Honor, if AEW
has all the old pay-per-views, Honor Club has all the old Ring of Honor pay-per-views.
I don't give a fuck what Ring of Honor Club has. I'm not paying $10 to watch developmental.
I paid $10 to see the old footage of me and Clint and Cody sitting in the front row.
Yeah, and I've got those on fucking DVD because I'm a fucking old asshole like that. But the thing with it, but hold on, I'll say this and I'll finish it. The problem with AEW right now is that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. If they were smart businessmen, they would be giving you Ring of Honor for free some way. And your whole point of, you had to pay $9.99 a month for the WWE Network. You got every pay-per-view for free. You had a backlog of every SmackDown, Raw, WCW, Monday Night Wars. You had everything in one spot for $9.99 a month. I miss WWE Network more than I miss most of my dead relatives.
Yeah, I miss
Real
Swerve.
talk.
So
comments from people. Holy shit, Kevin. Probably not wrong. Swerve does.
He's having a conversation with Donald in the circle the wagons. I think that's what we've come to the conclusion of. Circle the wagons, get smaller to get bigger again. Now, and I don't mean bigger as in a bigger production, but if you get smaller, you can tighten everything up. You can run better storylines. You're not trying to insert guys where they don't need to be at, or you can feature people that haven't been featured, because now it's, instead of 150 guys, you're looking over a sea of 50 guys, and you go, hey, who's that guy in the back there that I haven't seen on television in 7 months?
I actually do have I have an easy fix. This will take 20 seconds, maybe less. You ready?
Yeah.
Abandon what Dynamite is now and make it what Punk's vision of Collision was. Because when Collision started, all of the people who were promised a certain type of show rejoiced. Give it a shot. If you want to call it sports-based presentation, whatever you want to call it, give that a go for a few months and see if it works, because that seemed to resonate. And that was a different thing than what WWE was doing. Right now, the biggest problem is it feels very much like a WWE light, but without the stories.
And this was Donald's thing. They just need to let ROH run on its own or close down. I do believe that Ring of Honor and AEW should have separate rosters. If you are going to have separate sets of championships, I should not be seeing the Kingdom on AEW television if they are the Ring of Honor tag team champions. That's the major flaw here, and the reason that AEW has, to my count, 14 championships on their roster. 14. So there's.
Wouldn't that make Forbidden Door compelling too?
Yeah, because then it would be like, remember how Survivor Series was from like 2016 to 2020 before they introduced War Games and all that shit? It used to be our champions are going to fight from both rosters. That was it. And then that would be cool, because it would be like, what's the main event? It's going to be Swerve Strickland versus Jon Moxley. And to this point, how we're having this big discussion on who's the best televised deathmatch wrestler. Fuck it. Make it a Texas deathmatch. Who's your who's your international champion versus who's their international champion?
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, last thing, because I have to go. And
yeah,
I'm sure people are sick of listening to me talk. But Can somebody try to make sense of why Takeshita is in an eliminator match on Double or Nothing? Like, I get the idea that they're going to try to make it that he's going to win, but like, wouldn't it be more compelling to have that just be a championship and like have Takeshita win? Like, is New Japan really that opposed to a guy like Takeshita winning the big belt?
It's
like,
not.
I don't know.
It's not. I feel the booking for Takeshita has been terrible since he got brought in. He had that amazing match with Kenny Omega, and then he fell the fuck off. Just because he got thrown into what I like to call the Don Callis vortex. Yeah.
So actually,
it's to make sure he isn't getting I think it might be the whole Takeshita came from DDT. Maybe there's this whole DDT New Japan rivalry because I don't really see many crossings of their rosters.
So
plus they got New Japan has this partnership with Noah, and wrestling's dumb. Anyways, that's gonna do it for us for tonight. If you've been watching the ticker at the bottom all night, these are the shows you can find either me, Ethan, or Trevor at over the next couple months. You will be able to catch all three of us at Divine next Friday for Every Rose Has Its Thorns. It's going to be a spectacular night of wrestling in the in-ring return of Ethan.
No, it's not in ring. I'm just
Ethan will be in the middle of a ring for the first time since September.
And I actually get to play his theme.
We'll discuss.
We're going to discuss it.
No.
But Russ and Trevor, please say goodbye. Russ, we'll start with you.
Kid, love you. Bye.
Plug your
I can't
shit,
wait.
fucker.
I can't wait to lay the smackdown on the trivia, whenever that is.
I'm going to be in touch because we're making it happen. Jeremiah has to go down. Trevor?
Hey, here's to Trevor's hog.
I can't even.
Here's to Trevor's hog. It makes them all.
Hey, you know what? It's like that old guy said in the movie. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Goodbye, everyone. We love you, Judy. Everyone wave.
Love you, Judy.
Everyone wave.